Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey guys, listen, I know we all get to a point in our careers where we feel stuck. Well, most of us have gotten to that point where you feel frustrated or you feel stuck and you've got no idea how to move through it. But you can't just be out here winging it. The winging it is the problem. The winging it will have you repeating the same behaviors over and over again. You need to get clear. I know you hear it all the time. Clarity, 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 clarity. Clarity is everything. If you get clear on exactly what you want, it will speed up your results and get you to where you want to be way quicker. And I know a lot of people will say, I'm clear, I don't want to do what I'm currently doing. And that is all good, but that's not clarity. Clarity is digging deep and figuring out long-term, what do you want? What does success look like to you? What does career success look like to you? And are you even close to achieving that? When was the last time you did anything towards that success? Do you even know what career success looks like to you? Are you clear on your own unique experiences and your unique abilities and what you've gone through in life? Like, your experiences shape who you are and how you do things at work. It impacts every part of your career, but have you even done the work? Like, you have to dig deep. You get caught up so much in just doing your job, just going to work every day, that you haven't even looked into why you do what you do or why it lights your soul on fire. Your personality is unique. You are going to need different things from someone else. If you're in corporate and you're still trying to fit in, that's why you're feeling stuck. That's why you're feeling frustrated. You have to find workplaces where they're diverse enough that all different types of people fit in. We all want to be in environments where we can relate to someone and the way we talk doesn't feel weird and the way we look doesn't feel weird. But we also need environments where we can learn. So differences are great. Being around people that's different are great. But not being around people that make you feel inferior or make you feel bad about yourself. Imposter syndrome is already in all of us. We all already pick at what we do. We're all struggling with our own self-doubts, our own insecurities. Imagine then placing yourself in environments where those insecurities get heightened because people are bringing them up to you all the time. If you're in environments where your boss is abusive and they're incompetent and they don't even know what they're doing, but they're quick to tell you that you're doing something wrong. They don't expect you to take lunch breaks or enjoy your evenings or have weekends because they want work to be your entire life. But we get caught up in these situations because we're not clear. We don't have clarity on what the hell we want in the first place. So we just fall into these jobs that we think are going to be the job, that we think are going to be the way we move forward. When you start to really connect to your passion, your strengths, your values, and what the hell you can get paid for, that's the recipe for success. What are you passionate about and what are your strengths? Passion alone is not going to get you career success because sometimes our passions don't lead into our strengths. Like, you might be passionate about eating and food and you might be a crap cook. So your passions aren't always going to connect with what you're great at. But what are you passionate about and what are you strong at? What are you skillful at? When you think of things you've done at work, what projects have lit you up and what specifically about that project has lit you up? It's all well and good saying, I really enjoyed doing the last marketing campaign, but what about it? Was it the creative side of it that you enjoyed? Was it working out all the budgets and doing all the analytical stuff that lit you up? When you get specific, you can start to figure out what is actually what you need at work. Not just what you want, what you need. If analytics light you up and you like costing and organizing and doing all that stuff, then you need to be looking towards careers that incorporate that. If the creative side of things is the stuff that lights you up, what in your job allows you to be creative? What in your current role allows for that? Sometimes we don't have clarity because of our background. So sometimes when you're the first, that makes it hard. So have you got lack of clarity because there's no one else around you doing what you do? So you have no one to speak to and you have no one to ask. You don't know what the next step is because you don't have a community that supports you. You're the first. You're leading. And sometimes it's great to be the lead. Sometimes it's great to be the first at anything. But it's also the thing that discourages you because you start thinking, I'm doing something wrong because everyone in my family, all my friends are saying that this isn't going to work or this isn't for me. Remember, no one else can understand your vision. No one can understand what makes you feel good inside. If you follow a career path for your friends or family, that's another reason you're going to be frustrated and stuff because you have no clarity. You're just doing what they expect you to do. You're doing what you should do. You haven't got clear on what you need and what you want in your career. Maybe you're the first person in your family to get a degree. Maybe you're the first person in your family to take a creative route instead of a more serious type route. Like I was brought up, like you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer, you need to be one of these traditional roles. Maybe you didn't go down the traditional route, and because you didn't, you don't have anyone in your friends or family to look to support you and help you. Maybe you're the first person in your family to make 6 figures. When you're the first, it's harder because sometimes the community you're in, as far as your family, your friends, they can't support you because they have no idea what you're trying to do. They can't see your vision, and that's okay. But then you need to make sure you're in environments and around people that can see the vision, people that understand where you're coming from, people that can support you to your next level. You're frustrated and you're stuck, like I said, because you're winging it. You're just out here like, I hate where I am, so I'm just going to go somewhere else. And guess what? You're going to go somewhere else and hate that too because you haven't got clear about what you need from your job. We all have specific needs that we need in any set environment. But until you're clear on that need, like I know that I need freedom. And people sometimes say you can't get freedom in a 9 to 5. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can, if that's what you're looking for. I have to be around bosses and companies that tell me what they want, tell me all the targets, and then get out of my way and leave me alone. Because I don't need you to tell me between 9 and 11 a day, I need you to. No, you've told me what you want the outcome to be. I will get there, but I will do it my way. Sometimes that's going to mean going hard for 5 hours. Sometimes it's going to be doing 2 hours work, having a break, coming back, doing an hour, then coming back and doing the last 3 hours. It's going to be set up the way I want to set it up because I value freedom. I hate being micromanaged. Some people hate that level of freedom. They like to have their days structured. Now, I'm not saying they like to be micromanaged, but they like to know each day what they need to do. Otherwise, nothing gets done for them. These sound like really simple things, but until you are totally and absolutely clear on what motivates you, what gets the best out of you, that's really important. What at work gets the best out of you, and what is absolute trash? What do you not want any more of? Like, yes, you're saying you don't want to be in your current job, but why? What about your current job does not work? So before you jump ship and decide I'm running away from this job, think about what it is you need from your next job. What are your long-term goals? Goals are important. Where do you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now? Who is the woman doing that job? Not who you are now, but who is the woman making 6 figures? Who is the woman who has more freedom? What does she do? How does she make decisions? That's what you need to think about when you're starting to get clear on your job. Because you can work backwards once you know where you want to be, once you know what makes you thrive, once you know what that next level looks like to you. Do you know how much you bring to the table? Do you know how awesome you are? Do you know how great you will be in a job when you're in an environment that doesn't make you feel less than? When you're in an environment that appreciates you for you, your personality, the way you look, the way you speak. If you're in environments that don't feed that, you're going to end up hating where you are. You want to feel a sense of belonging when you go to work. It's the same as like being in your family. You want to feel like you relate to people. Even if you're different, you want to feel a sense of belonging because you're there so much. You want to find your tribe. You have to be you. And you have to be clear on who you are. If you haven't figured out who the hell you are, how are you going to put yourself in spaces that support that person? To start there, who are you? What do you want? What are you great at? How does that affect your work? How does the things you're great at affect your work? Where can those skills take you? How can you get paid for those skills? What jobs support those skills most? Then start your job search. You see, when you start to dig, that's when you start to get clear. If you know what success looks like to you, what your career success looks like, you can start to outline it. You can start to design it. You can say, right, success means this to me. And if I was successful, this is what I would be doing. If you had no obstacles in your way, what would you be doing? If there were no obstacles, what would your next step be? Where would you be working? Who would you be working with? A lot of people don't know the answers to those questions, and it will keep you in a cycle of frustration because other people are deciding for you. Your boss is deciding for you what your success looks like because you've got a boss telling you, well, if you do the X, Y, and Z, then you'll be successful. But what if what your boss classes as success isn't what you class as success? Then that leaves you at the mercy of other people. Your friends and family's definition of success may not be yours. Again, if you're looking for all that outside validation, it's going to keep you stuck and frustrated. You have to get on top of your passions, your values, your strengths. Once you connect your passions, values, strengths, and you really know what they are, because when I talk about strengths, I mean the things that make you feel powerful. The things that when you talk about it, you're like, I know how to do that and I do it well. Those things will light you up. I know my superpower is helping other people achieve their goals, whether that's in my 9 to 5 or in my coaching business. The reason I know that is because I get results with people. In my 9 to 5, they will say, this is the target we want. I will smash that target, whether it's financial, compliance, whatever it is, because whatever you want, I'll make it happen. I don't know what it is, but I just get a vision and I can see it. And I'm like, yeah, you got to do this, 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 this. Same in my coaching business. Women come to me because they want a result. And I'm like, okay, this is what needs to change. This is what we need to do. Have you tried X, Y, Z? I open up their way of thinking so that they can achieve the goal. But you should know your superpower. What is your superpower? What sets you apart? When you're in your strength, when you're in your power, you won't settle for jobs that don't allow you to show that off. You will stop settling for jobs that make you feel small. Imagine being in environments with people that just haven't got respect or don't show you the respect you need. I remember working a job and my boss and someone else who worked there really said to me, they can't believe I went to Argos. Because on one lunch break, I went to pick something up from Argos and they were like, ew, who goes to Argos? And I was like, what? Is this even a thing? Like, people have a problem because I shopped at Argos. Listen, I like nice shit, but I also like a bargain. If I can get the same thing at Argos that I can get at Curry's, and it's cheaper at Argos, why wouldn't I get it at Argos? Furthermore, I just love Argos. Let me just let you know. When I need TVs or anything like that, that's where I'm going. So if you don't like that, that's fine. But I want to be in environments where our differences are celebrated, not looked down on. And don't get me wrong, that position was actually one of my favorite positions. But I was in a massive office. It was so diverse. But it was so strange to me to be around women who were so focused on labels and designer. And I was so lucky I had my work bestie because we were focused on getting out of the country and traveling and family and happiness and doing things that were fun. But again, if you know what your core values are, what you enjoy the most, I've got nothing against anyone who is all about designer. Then that's the life you should move towards and that's the life you should lead. But you need to know what the core beliefs are before you can be in a workplace that meets those beliefs. You need to know what environments bring the best out of you before you can be in those environments. Some people need the luxury, beautiful office, and I love a beautiful office. I love getting dressed up and looking smart and going to work. I love that. But I also like the freedom to work from home if I want to, and work remotely. Some people like a really chilled, laid back office where everyone dresses how they want and it's really maybe quirky or eccentric. Some people need that. And if your personality leans more towards the eccentric, the loud, the outgoing, and then you try and go into a conforming corporate office where everyone's really stuffy, you have to dress a certain way, you can't have like bright colours in your hair, that is going to stifle you. That's going to stifle your creativity and it's going to have you feeling frustrated and stuck. So sometimes it's not the job, it's that we weren't clear on what we needed before we took the job. It's because we don't know 100% what we want, where we're going, what success looks like. Until you get clear on all those things, you will keep ending up in the same spaces over and over again. Remember, everything you've been through in your life has shaped who you are. Where you come from shapes who you are. It brings a uniqueness to the way you work. Until you have absolute clarity on what you need and what you want, you won't get it. So I hope that's been helpful for someone. Remember, the questions to ask yourself are, what does career success look like to me? What environments do I thrive the best in? What projects have I enjoyed and delivered the best results on? What part of it made me enjoy it? What part of it brought the best out in me? Ask yourself these questions, start writing stuff down, get a clear picture of what you want, and then start putting together your strategy of how you're going to move into a job that you like, of how you're going to get the ideal job that you enjoy, that you can grow in, and that you're making some badass money in. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.